Hey, hello friends. This is Martin from Secrets, the channel for learning about trading and investing. Welcome to Quick Market Analysis, and that's for April 11th, Tuesday, 2023, tomorrow. First of all, apologies for not having had uploaded the weekly market review as I was outside my hometown. So, let's look at analysis for tomorrow based on understanding what happened in the market during the day. And we'll try to learn something from it and then plan for a better trade for the next day, right? So straight into the charts, and here we have the Nifty. Look at this candle. It is a good move up that failed to sustain and fall into the resistance, and then formed a dodgy indecisive. It's a small body indecisive candle. Remember, we had nearly 5% of up more, and that's within a parallel trend line channel that is here very much, right? And that's the right spot that we had a day of indecisiveness, right? And Banknifty also is at the same trend line resistance zone, and then it was even more weaker, right? It was weaker from the beginning itself. From the start itself, it was weakened, and the candlestick is actually wide range bearish candle right at the spot of the trend line. It's not about the bearish candle, it's the spot where the bearishness it came in at the resistance zone. It's a confluence of 23 Fibonacci retracement, previous support zone below that, and then previous swing highs and gap. Several things it's confluencing there, but it's high, and all these are very close by. So that's exactly what happened today. And look at this momentum RSI hit those RSI 60 and then taken a U-turn. That means the momentum resistance also is there on the Bank Nifty. But in the Nifty, it hangs on with the RSI momentum about the 60. But this is kind of a dodgy, which is heavy selling pressure. It's almost like a graveyard, not graveyard, gravestone doji. That big size having longs on the upside, indicates a gravestone doji. So let's just quickly summarize what's in favor of the viewers, the things. So Nifty gave up all the gains in the beginning. It had a gap up in fact today, but it finally ended up indecisive and a kind of a gravestone doji kind of pattern. Banknifty was weak from the beginning and 0.5% down, close over that one, and formed a wide range bearish candle. And the interesting thing, as I said, is that both of them hit the channel top, the trend line channel on the top, right? And exactly that's where the reversal symptoms are coming. So it could be a reversal indication. You never know. So talking in favor of the bears, we have to remind ourselves that we are in the lower high. No, that's a pattern that's happening price action wise on both indices at the same. Does not being taken away until we have the 42,000 of the Bank Nifty and the 70,800 close. And also remember that we had a correction of 11 to 12.5%, and we have recovered half of that early. Right? We're not really broken out, or we are not retracement wise. If you see, so just 50% retracement that has happened. It has to go at least about 60% or more to show that it has broken out. So it's not happened, and we had the 4th month of consecutive red handles that happening in the monthly charts. These are all factors that has to be kept in mind, that we are in a correction mode. As of now, we have still not come out of that. And the price had been selling since long, although the last 7 days we have seen, even today you have 800 plus crores of buying that is happening by the Fyers, which is fine, which is good. The last 7 days they're not sold, which is good. But remember that for the entire March previous month they have been selling. And even now, the buying is not big. It's not 2,000, 3,000 volts. It's a small buying that's happening. Another factor is the US markets is showing green. Just like the Fyers are buying, US markets are showing green. And at the same time, you have to keep in mind, it is not really block. It's a congestion zone. It's a descending wedge. The breakout is not, indecisively, is not decisively seen in the charts of the medium term. Although short-term bullishness is there, that is there. But you have to keep that also in mind. Crude oil spiked only 8 to 10% last week, then remaining there above the 80 levels. Rupee is still weak, and we have very close to the 82 levels. It's mainly, it's not falling down. Even though some gains had happened the previous week. And also remember that Bank Nifty has still not gone to those bull zones of the RSI 60 if you consider that as a baseline. It's still in the sideways zones, and that's where it keeps the resistance, and then So, it's taken a U-turn there, as you have seen the initial. So the parallel channel trend line, the gap persistence, gaps are very powerful. Most of the times they are very powerful. It takes a while for the gap to be taken out excessively. So this is the previous high. Although it is clear about the moving averages from the upside, it still has the trend line, the gap, and the swing high. That zone from 17,800 onwards to 18,000. That zone is heavy resistance zone, so it has to be taken out. Futures high is showing long and wide. Now, in the PCR, we're talking about Banknifty only. If you just long build up is what is happening. So open interest for the PCR, the PCR of the Banknifty also has dropped to 0.65. It was 1 plus previous week. So it has dropped to 0.65, which is close to the bearishness. So these are all the factors that we have to consider in mind. What's in favor of the bulls, right? So we just made a 5% of recovery. So keeping that in mind, the momentum Nifty is still in the bull zone, so it's about the RSI 60. And the trend has the short-term trend, not the weekly charts. The short-term trends, the daily charts are showing that it is crossed over the bullishness and is rising up, which is fine. The trend is not reversed back just by 1 day's move, and Nifty has done almost good first off. Only the Bank Nifty had, Bank Nifty also has not crossed over back to the bear zone. So the trend is fine. Short-term trend remains good. Momentum is weakened today, especially in the banks. Both indices have cleared the 20, 50, 100, 200 DM, which is positive. All these moving average, exponential moving average resistances are taken out, which is good. And higher low pattern is what is there in the medium to weekly charts. Although short term is lower high pattern. So cushion supports on the downside, that's where we get worst, and that may defend. Even if it falls, there are a lot of supports now in the form of gaps during reversals, and there could be bulls that is defending them, so it may be consolidating and not going back there is what we gotta hope, what the bulls can hope. And bull demand is established a sideways is consolidation, and it is turning into a kind of a contraction, right? Not an expansion. So it has got a bullish bias because its price is still about this, right? About the 20 DMA, which is the median of the world span. So what else is there in favor of the bulls? Is that the Fyers so post selling, although they're buying a little, they post selling, and VIX has spiked up, but still the VIX is in a control range of 12.25. The lower regime itself is fine, but less fears than the market is what's probably that indicates. Now all the across the sectors, if you see, it's a farm. In reality, they have still in the bullish zones, and all the others maintain the sideways momentum in the short term. All the 7 industry heavyweights, if you see, half of them are, a couple of them have moved into the bullish zones in the short term momentum. Almost all of them have at least in the sideways momentum as of now, not the bearish zones, and it's in the bull zones already. All the shifting twins. Right. And uptrend is still long on the Nifty, holding the Bank Nifty. It's not good. Use indices are showing green since my index. It is not showing a breakdown. It is still in the attempt to move further up and then do a real breakdown. So there is hope out there in the global markets also in the very short term. If you see, these are the factors. This is a summary of what's in favor of the bulls in the bears. So let's find them. So the more we made 5 to 6%, 5% in Nifty and 7%. So that's the kind of recovery that has happened. Half of what we have given up, and then momentum has climbed. Trend is turned to the bullish, remains there. Momentum is at least the sideways. VIX is cooling off. FIs are post for selling, using as showing some greenery. All this is positive. It gave signals of potential break on early today. But today it had a big banks showing wide range bearishness and indecisive dodgy closing on the Nifty as well, and that spot where it happened is a crucial trend line zone and the gap zone and all that, and at the same time when you remind ourselves that we are still having a lower high, we are about to break out that, and then we have a reversal. Sometimes reversal cannot be rolled off is what we have to understand. So indecisive dodgy, the bearish in the scan, all that reminds us that. So as of now, the view is neutral. Some bearish bias look at the candles patterns of the short term along. Right? That's what. Let's see what happens tomorrow. So by the end of tomorrow, it will be clear. If the price goes below the previous candle low, then we have trouble in there. Previous today's candle low. If it goes Bank Nifty, then we may be having another swing close. It's towards the channel, the trendline channel bottom is what we may have to look at. So resistance upside is 7,800 on Nifty, 41,200, 41,700 in the upside. Banknifty 16,650, 16,750 is all downside supports. Previous swing lows we are talking about, not the median ones. So median ones you can check out from the previous scans. So 36,800, 38,600, 37,400 in the downside swing lows from Banknifty. Just ignore this expired outflows. That's a mistake. Excuse me for that. That is not applicable because we don't have an expiry. We have Nifty expiry, of course, tomorrow. So for the immediate levels, we'll have to look at this. This clearly says but the resistance. The major resistance is at 17,800 here. Suppose will be 200 EM at near to the 17,350 zones. And resistance is here the Banknifty, the major 42,000, anything between that would be the resistance. So all our resistance is out there. Support will be again, if it turns out the 200 EMA, it comes to the 40,000. So 40,000 and 42,000. That's a zone where the sideways action is happening. And so that's a summary. And if you're watching this and not subscribed, please subscribe and share to your friends and colleagues. And help us in getting a few subscriptions to keep us motivated and keep doing this every day. And if you're already subscribed, please like if you like it and comment and share your feedback. Right? And if you want to Telegram services, check out the description and you can get that as well. Thanks for watching. Happy trading, happy learning, happy investing. Bye bye.